advantage. This is the Dodge Difference Stanley Cup Intermission Report. Here now, John Saunders and John Davidson.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo are scoreless, and Buffalo's still trying to find their offense in this one, but this game has got an edge to it of nastiness. I don't know if it goes back to when Yarder got knocked out, but certainly this is...
Well, I think after game one, John, the Buffalo Sabres felt that they didn't play a forechecking, grinding, hitting game, so they've tried to do that somewhat in this game, but Pittsburgh's responded. And I think Kovalov got away with what could have been a major. That elbow was right to the kisser, knocked Zhitnik out cold. Not only did he get hit with the elbow, but he also hit his head on the ice. And Pittsburgh looking to take a 2-0 lead on the road. Similar situation, Colorado at home lost game number 1 to the Los Angeles Kings and could ill afford to lose game 2 and head to Los Angeles down 2-0. Patrick Waugh has not been good in this series. Dan Heine with Drill and Boucher there, and then the power play. Well, both power plays had chances, both 0 for 2, though, in the first period. Great pass here by Forsberg. John Glenn with a wrist shot. You see the Kings keeping these shots to the outside. Even, John, if you were in goal, you'd stop that thing. Now, here's Buchberger, the penalty killer up high. Watch his stick and his feet. Watch how quickly he takes away these passing lanes. He's the forward up high. Takes that lane, forces the puck wide. Stick on that lane to the right, stick on that lane to the left. But what a wonderful job that is of killing penalties. He's not allowing anything to happen. So you see the Kings start playing like that on the road, start to pay attention. This is serious. The Kings had a great first period, even though it's scoreless.
The other thing that stands out for me is Felix Potvin looks to be getting even more confident as each minute goes by.
I think his team is, and he had less to do, even though he made a couple of great saves. But his whole team now starting to play as well as Potvin is.
All right, scoreless with the second period of that one to come. We, of course, will keep you up to date. Alexei Kovalev with the KO on Zhitnik. Try and find out when he'll return. We are scoreless.
If you buy one of those huge new SUVs, you might want to plan on a new garage, too. But with Dodge Durango's best-in-class available torque and towing, plenty of room inside and just right size outside, you don't have to rearrange your life just to fit an SUV into it. Durango. Different. And just right. Now get a $2,000 cash allowance or low 0.9 financing on Durango.
Well, if we need to do that, we can do that.
What was he thinking?
National TV.
We'll rebuild our infrastructure in 6 months.
He might as well have said we could build infrastructure for the whole country. Right. We can do that. We can do that.
We can build an infrastructure for the whole planet.
We can do that.
Come on, guys. It's too guts to make that kind of commitment. Oh, let's get behind it. Let's get fired up.
We can do that.
Infrastructure. We actually can do it.
Hi, this is my house. I call it the Calhoun House of Cheddar. This is my wall of cheese. I love cheese, as you can see. Oh, boy, Cheddar England. Ground zero for us cheddar lovers.
If you love cheddar, nothing's more delicious than Wendy's Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger.
This is my first cheesehead hat that I got from my dad when I...
Bacon, sauteed onions, and tons of cheddar.
For the man who put the 2 E's in cheese, Dave Thomas.
Come try Wendy's Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger.
The big cheese.
And now Wendy's pickup windows open late so you can eat great, even late.
See you later.
With a car this old, you expect some miles on the clock. But this one has over 1 million. In a real test Model 1, it equaled 40 laps around the world. Then they tore down the engine, and many of the parts, even the piston rings, were almost like new after 1 million miles. You want your car to last? Use Model 1. And I figure you'll wear out your seats before you wear out your engine.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
We began our 6th grade in the cemetery.
I was scared.
We're studying the living past of the dead. What do I need?
Research.
Research. Follow the paper trail.
And we're uncovering it.
You guys were hooked with that tombstone.
Some kids aren't afraid to go one step beyond. This is the power of learning.
Cheers.
Oh, they got the igloo back there, too. Here, Laura, give me that. Give me that.
The Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC continue next Saturday.
This is the Dodge Different Intermission Report. John Saunders alongside John Davidson. Throughout this season, we've had the My Story features, a chance to get to know things about the NHL players you probably didn't know. Well, today, we have a story you might already know, but you'll love to relive it.
this is Chris Drury, left wing in the Colorado Avalanche, and this is my story. I grew up in Trumbull, Connecticut, small little town, and baseball is definitely my favorite sport. At the League World Series, I was a pitcher for the final game, and I just remember seeing the Taiwan team there and just screwing around and laughing, and that was kind of when I said, we could beat these guys.
One more strikeout for one of the great upsets in the history of Little League Baseball.
I just remember being 2 outs and 2 strikes on a guy. He hits one. I just remember, squatting down and hoping that it's caught.
It's over!
We won, and it was just, an amazing feeling. We had a player on the team whose father was a pilot for Trump Airlines. So Donald Trump heard about it and let us use his plane. And we're driving into town on, the main highway, and we see about 10 fire trucks and about 15 police cars. I remember turning to a guy saying, "Oh my gosh, there must be a huge accident. What's going on here?" And it was an escort. It was pretty intense. Yeah, I was actually able to take a quick 10-minute batting practice this summer at Fenway Park in Boston. The first 10 pitches, he was blowing them by me, and I couldn't hit anything. It was actually pretty embarrassing. There was a camera there. I was supposed to, be able to hit the ball. That was the whole storyline, so I kind of had to back out. And I told the pitcher, I don't play baseball. I'm trying to look good for this camera here. You got to slow down a bit for me. Towards the end, I was able to hit one over the Green Monster, so that was a big thrill.
That's it. That's enough.
The amazing thing to me when I watch this guy play is he doesn't look much older than when he was pitching for Trumbull. And I think psychologically, a lot of players look at him and don't think he's as capable as he is, but he is terrific.
When he sees a chance to score, it just clicks in and he goes to it. Maybe the most famous dad in the history of the National Hockey League is, of course, Walter Gretzky, Wayne's father, for a couple of reasons. One, Walter Gretzky raised a family the proper way, and we see that with Wayne. And second of all, he did a lot of work with kids. Well, it's the same thing with Chris Drury's father. His father, John, lives in Trumbull, Connecticut, and Chris was telling me recently that on Friday nights, his dad goes to bed real early because he gets up real early Saturday and Sunday mornings to work with the kids down to the hockey rink, teaching, working with the kids, letting them know what hockey's all about. A real good family. You can sense that Chris is a good family. Comes from a very strong family.
And Chris was a good student, obviously. Of his 15 career playoff goals, 7 have been game winners. This is the Dodge Different Intermission Report.
Two pair of snow boots, $110. 2 wool caps, $28. 2 pair of hockey skates, $215. Seeing your favorite place become his favorite place, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL.
I'm not afraid of the internet.
I'm not afraid of hackers.
I'm not afraid that some hacker will steal my documents.
I'm not afraid of companies 10 times larger than us.
I'm not afraid of companies 10 times smaller than us.
I'm not afraid of getting a million hits at once.
I'm not afraid at all.
Chicken, $8.99. Steak, $9.99. New Pepper Jack smothered entrees, only at Fridays.
Thanks.
Post your resume now. Monster.com.
You the monster.
It's an asteroid, sir.
How big are we talking?
It's the size of Texas, Mr. President.
Armageddon, ABC Monday, 8/7 Central.
Check out what's happening on the Drew Carey Show this May on ABC. Drew trades in his old archenemy for a new one, Kathy Lee. Then one one day the whole gang happens to turn radioactive. And who's responsible for sending Drew to an institution?
Me.
A month of new Drews starts Wednesday on ABC with Kathy Lee. See you then.
Does it get any better than sudden death overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs? I think not. I'm falling even more.
Minutes complete in Buffalo, and we're scoreless, the Penguins and the Sabres. Pittsburgh without Jaromir Jagr this afternoon, and now the Sabres are without their best defenseman. Alexei Zhitnik out for the game thanks to the hit by Kovalev.
This has been the Dodge Difference Stanley Cup Intermission Report, brought to you by Dodge, the official vehicles of the NHL. Dodge Different. The Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
They don't wear pocket protectors or white socks with black shoes or glasses with tape in the middle. But they know web hosting, web centers, and VPNs inside out. So how do you recognize the new digital geniuses? You just have to know where to look. WorldCom, Generation D.
This is a bucket of water. And this is Goodyear's new and improved AquaTread 3. At higher speeds in a downpour, a set of AquaTread 3 tires pumps away over 6 gallons of water per second. That's over 360 gallons per mile. With its 80,000-mile tread life limited warranty. That's a lot of water. Think about it next time it's pouring buckets. New AquaTread 3. Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
The thrill of victory.
The biggest upset in the history of Little League.
And the agony of defeat.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Look out! Look at him go! Oh, baby.
ABC's Wide World of Sport 40th Anniversary Special. Presented by Aflac, Sunday at 4 Eastern.
What time is it? Tune time!
Now's the time to tune in to Toon Disney.
Now Disney tunes 24 hours a day.
All day, every day. Toon Disney is 24 hours of non-stop animated Disney magic.
Right now!
Toon Disney. Well, you'll find the cuddliest, the scariest, the tooniest characters on TV.
I want it now!
Call your cable operator and ask for Toon Disney on basic cable today.
I'm Ross Salino. And I'm Steve Barnes. At Salino & Barnes, all we do is represent people who have been seriously injured. Our firm handles the important cases, and our success speaks for itself. We can't promise everyone $1 million, but we can promise you'll get the money you deserve. We've helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. Call us. We'll personally review your case for free.
If you've been injured, you deserve the best. Call Salino & Barnes at 854-2020.
Watch Keith Ranford and Susan Banks on Eyewitness News at 11, your hometown advantage.
The Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC, brought to you by Bud Light, the proud supporter of the NHL.
Back in Buffalo, just about set to go for the start of period number 2. The Penguins and the Sabres. Steve Levy alongside Darren Pang. Thoughts from Joe Micheletti in just a bit. Bit of a pall has been cast in the arena here as we found out that the fact that Alexei Zhitnik will not return the best defenseman for the Sabres.
It's no surprise because of the way he was hit and the way his head hit the ice. I did speak with Andy Van Helleman, who's the director of officiating here with the National Hockey League, and between he and Davey Newell, they have about 70 years of officiating experience. They both thought that that was a very good hockey hit. And he talked to me at length about the fact that Zhitnik's head was down, he was crouched down, and it was actually where the hit was taken. Was it the numbers or was it the elbow? They felt, and the NHL feels, after looking at it numerous times, that that hit was a good hit.
This is a Sabres power play to open up period number 2. Deflected by Brown. Bergevin blocked it, though, never made it on goal. Here's Dumont, tried to center. Pass picked off by Mario Lemieux deep in his own end. And here's Ferdinand the other way for the Penguins. Verdina is bumped down to the ice. And here's Kalinin moving ahead for Buffalo. At center, power play is over. The Penguins able to kill off the 18 remaining seconds. Here's Dumont now. He'll shoot to the corner, catches the glass. Verada there. He's turned aside by Straka. Brown comes over, and there's Dumont trying to get the extra man advantage in the corner to get the puck. Penguins with Janssen. He's hit hard by Dumont. And it's clear to center ice. Back the other way, and Dumont might have gotten his stick up on Kovalev, who went down to the ice. And is face down on the ice.
2 minutes for slashing is the call as Kovalev stays on the ice. Kovalev is in the middle of absolutely everything. Game 1, he was hit hard by Zhitnik. In Game 2, he hit Zhitnik, and Zhitnik is out of this contest. There's a hit first. Okay, the hit's okay.
2 minutes for slashing. Dumont. 2 minutes
Follow
for
through
slashing.
slash. I thought it was worse than that when I saw the reaction. Surprises me that he's still down there, unless he caught a weak spot with his stick. The first hit along the boards, bottom side, and slash to the left side of the leg. The first hit was a good hit by J.P. Dumont. I think J.P. Dumont has stepped up in this hockey game, maybe responding to the challenge of being put on the checking line, maybe the fact that he has struggled offensively except for scoring a couple of goals, and there's a good look at it right there on the outside the knee of Kovalev.
You get the sense this is starting to turn into a real playoff-type rivalry. You know, Pittsburgh, Washington, Philadelphia, Buffalo, they seem to meet each other every single season in the postseason. This is only the second meeting all-time playoff between Buffalo and Pittsburgh. And the other one was way back in '79, the old best-of-3 series. But now this is starting to take on a different kind of intensity.
Well, unfortunately, it takes on intensity when people get hurt. And Alex Zhitnik absolutely gets crushed. He lost control of the puck with Straka sweeping at it. And as he lost control, he's looking down. He has no idea Kovalev's coming. The National Hockey League, as I talked to you about, they talked about the numbers of the jersey as compared to the elbow. It's reminiscent of a lot of hits from Scott Stevens. With Scott Stevens, often he leads with his shoulder, and the impact looks like he comes up high. I thought by looking at it that Kovalev got him with an elbow. I've got to trust the fact Davey Newell has been around the league an awful long time as a head referee. Andy Van Helden the same way. Neither one of them, and they were not in the room at the same time watching, and they both got together, congregated, and neither one of them felt like it was a penalty.
You mentioned reminiscent of Scott Stevens type hits. The hit on Eric Lindros comes to mind last season, by the way. Stevens was not penalized for that hit either.
No, and to me, right away on that hit, I thought that was a good hit by Scott Stevens, and everybody in the game of hockey thought that was a good hit by Scott Stevens.
Power play ongoing with Dumont off for slashing at 1:15. Third power play of the afternoon for the Penguins. Up the near side, here's Straka, fakes the shot, finds Morozov, cuts to the middle. Backdoor shot, stopped by Hasek on Mario Lemieux. And the puck goes out of play. And the power play is stopped with 1:14 left on the Dumont penalty.
Oh, what a setup by Morozov. Boy, oh boy. Morozov has the puck, plays it to the right side. That's Mario. Mario's shot trying to go high to the blocker's side. What a save by Dominik Hasek here. He's got to get back into position, get himself up, and make sure he takes away the short side and then fights it off. Morozov made a heck of a play. He's getting some ice time with Yager out there. Kevin with Yager out of the lineup. Stevens takes a hit in front of the net. That's a good combination there. This should give Morozov plenty of confidence playing alongside Mario Lemieux and making a play like that too. Finding Mario Lemieux in the seam where Mario always is. I like that setup right there, and Mario likes where that puck is on this tape as well. As we go back to it here while they fix up the ice right around the Pittsburgh zone, because Morozov has it here. Let's stop it here, guys, because basically everybody's looking towards this way, but you can see that his follow-through is going the other way. And he gets good wood on that. He gets good mustard on that pass, and that's the way Mario likes it. He doesn't want this buttery, feathery little thing. He wants the puck right on his tape, and he got it on his tape.
Off the face-off, Sabres get to it, and they'll shoot it down and kill some clock. Straka trying to move it ahead, and is successful to Morozov. Morozov hit by Verada. Hasek out to play it behind his own net. Dmitry Kalinin has it roll off his stick and right to Lemieux. Is there any worse a place for the puck to go for Buffalo? And here's Lemieux. Look to set things up. Down low. Lemieux, back to the point for Straka. Tip shot is blocked. Rebound to the Sabres. And they're able to clear. Here's Curtis Brown. Off for Verata. His shot blocked. Ferentz will get to it. Ferentz coughs it up, turns it over to Brown. Verata had it. Kalinin was streaking in, and the Penguins will try to catch him now. Here's Lemieux. He's got the lane. Mario Lemieux avoids a couple of Buffalo checks. And able to swing it free for Robert Lang. Lang through the traffic. Back to the point. Here's Straka. Straka holding for Janssen. Cross for Lemieux. Baranek in front of the net with Lang. Chopped at. Good puck possession by Pittsburgh, but they can't do anything with it. As Dumont's out of the box, would have been icing, but Hedberg is forced to play because Dumont was rushing at him. McKee can't hold it in offside of the Pittsburgh blue line. Let's get an update now from John and John. All right, guys, here on the Dodge, different updates. You can make the call on this one. Murray goes in, makes the move on Patrick Waugh. Raymond Bourque knocks it out. Moments later, Colorado scores.
You see Neiman, and this is a power play. That try by Murray was shorthanded. Here Neiman gets his own rebound on the power play, scores. So they disallow this, which is not conclusively proven that the puck went over the line. Disallowed. The power play goal does stand up.
No angle was conclusive. 1-0. John and John, thank you. Back here in Buffalo, the HSBC Arena. Here's Gilmore, just onside. How about that check to knock the stick out of Gilmore's hands?
Little hook along the shaft and pull his top hand right off the stick.
Not sure that's supposed to work against an 18-year veteran. That's center. Get across the line now. Here's Wayne Primo. He had a goal in game 1, the former Buffalo Sabre. He's checked by McKee. Back to the point. Bergevin will swing it around. Stevens is put to the glass. And here's Gilmore again. Gilmore just offside. Just the tap of the stick. The quick stick by Bergevin breaks up the play. Let's go ice level to Joe Micheletti.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much. Alexei Zhitnik could not make it to the locker room on his own power. Had to be helped. He had some blood coming down from his nose. No prognosis has been released yet by the Buffalo Sabres, but they definitely did say he will not return for the remainder of this game. Now, as far as the Buffalo Sabres are concerned, they've had just 3 shots on goal in this game. The coaching staff wants the puck to go in deep to the goal line, if they can, and trying to establish some sort of forecheck. Steve, Darren?
And Joe, I'm not a doctor, but watching the hit of Ronnie Francis against the New Jersey Devils, Francis did not return in that playoff series, and you have to wonder long-term the health of Alex Zhitnik in returning to this playoff series, let alone this hockey game.
You look at these shots. We've had just 1 here in the first 4.5 minutes or so of period number 2. What a contrast from the first period in game 1 to the first period here this afternoon. Many more hits today, many fewer shots. In the first period of game 1, the 2 teams combined for 19 shots on goal. Just 9 shots combined here in period number 1 today.
Good strategy by Buffalo. They're trying to bore the Moose to death. Johan Hedberg with 2 shots. It'll be interesting to see how he battles with the first quality test of the game.
Back to the point. Here's Ferentz through traffic, never made it on goal. There's a helmet there that belongs to Buffalo, the white helmet. And there is your helmetless player. Interesting to see how they use the extra defenseman. Break up the pairings now. Kalinin on with Brett Warner. Here's Baranek trying to make the move, and he hit it off the post. Baranek, a tricky backhander, put it off the post. And the shot from the point deflects off the glass. A Finneganov there, just trying to tip it out and does. And the Sabres look to break at center. Here's Andrechuk from the angle, gloved easily by Hedberg, and he'll hang on.
Well, you have to be impressed with the discipline of the Pittsburgh Penguins systematically. A good poke check at the blue line by the defense. Stop it here, guys. This is the play right here. They're able to hold the line. Another defenseman holding the line, knowing that a forward is back on the right-hand side. Then, with that poke check, there they go in the offense. What a move by Baranek. Ooh, a little outside-inside move, backhander off the post. Far side off the post on the backhand. Slick little play by Baranek. Might have even tapped the knob of the stick of the goaltender, Hasek, there. Maybe shoulder, maybe elbow. Crossbar clearly. And Baranek, I thought he played well in relief of Yager in the third period of game number 1. And he had 2 assists plus 2 shots, and it's not like he played a whole lot of minutes in that hockey, and he only played 7 minutes and 44 seconds.
This was a guy who was scratched in the 3rd and 4th games of the first round. He played in the first game of the first round against Washington a total of 5 seconds. So here's a guy not being counted on really in the first round, who all of a sudden steps into Jaromir Jagr's spot. Off the face-off, the draw won by Ference. But the puck to Ference off the face-off win by Pittsburgh. And here's Jan Hrdina. Hrdina stood up by McKee and then sent down by McKee. Sabres on it. Near side. Dumont got enough to get it out the center. There's Lemieux trying to kick it free and can't. Patrick, who was very, very offensive-minded among the Buffalo defensemen in the 3rd period of game number 1. Patrick drops back. Shot in. Hasek will get there.
And when Mario Lemieux dumps the puck in like that to get a line change, people follow. I mean, you can't go 1-on-1 at the blue line, try to dipsy-doodle, and then you cause a turnover.
Laukinen back for the touch. Icing will be called to bring it back down with the Buffalo end. We're scoreless. We come close to a goal.
Hi, you must be Tammy's blind date. I'm Spike, her twin brother. Twin brother, twin brother, twin brother, twin brother. Tammy, your date's here. Hey, can I offer you a Bud Light?
Sure.
Here you go.
Hi.
Hi.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
You smell good.
Faster, more reliable, more profitable. With Nortel Networks, the internet can be whatever you need it to be. No matter who you are or where you are. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Right now, over me.
Enjoy your stay at Holiday Inn. Elevators are to your right.
What you doing there, Mr. Harvey?
This is it. This is the book.
Your book?
Yeah.
Right.
It's called When the Wheels Come Off.
Is it kind of a self-help thing, overcoming your obstacles?
No.
Determining your own destiny, that kind of self-help, motivation?
It's about a bike. Do you know anybody that can draw?
You have work to do. We have ways to help. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Steve Levy, Darren Pank, Joe Micheletti, the Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC Sports from Buffalo, New York. And the face-off to the left of Dominic Hasek. Off the draw, won by Pittsburgh. Poke free, though. Up and again, got speed. And a good job on the back-checking there. Laukinen was able to just get enough of Finneganov to slow him down. Rolls in on Hasek, and he'll leave it there for Rhett Warner. And they will call icing here. Listen to the sophisticated Buffalo crowd wondering why that is icing as the Penguins touch up. They'll bring it back down into the Buffalo end. The symbol of excellence in hockey. And next Saturday, the quest for Lord Stanley's Cup continues on ABC. Some of you will see Game 5 of this series, if necessary, between the Sabres and Penguins, while others will see Game 5 between the Blues and Stars, if necessary. Action begins 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on ABC. Check your local listings for the game in your area. So much for home ice advantage so far.
Yeah,
in the Stanley Cup playoffs second round.
Yeah, it must be tough starting in your own building. And with all arenas the same, maybe there's not that intimidation factor, but Jay McKee lined up there with Alexei Kovalev, 2 face-offs in a row, talking to him. Since that hit on Zhitnik, boy, you can tell obviously how tight the Buffalo Sabres are as a club, but I tell you, it's brought out the best in Jay McKee. He has been extremely assertive since then. He just has to make sure he doesn't take a minor penalty.
Here the Penguins trying to roar in, centering feed. Couldn't tee it up and get the shot away. Lang had it on his stick momentarily.
Good defensive play by Don Laudette. He had to battle through that to make sure he got the puck out of the zone. Couldn't be weak on his stick, and he wasn't.
Here comes Pittsburgh again. Fake the shot, centering feed, tipped away by Gilmore, and out to center. I think Lindy Ruff is one of the more underrated coaches in the NHL. Well, watch for this. He's got to make up a lot of minutes on his blue line without the #1 guy. Again, Zhitnik played 26 minutes in Game 1. That's 5 more minutes, 5 more full minutes than anybody else on the Sabres. And now he's got to try to spread those minutes around the other 5 defensemen.
Now look at it the other way. If you're the Pittsburgh Penguins, you have to hit their defensemen at all times.
Here's Hedberg, out to play it away from Shatan. Shatan gets it back. Sabres are set up pretty well. Gratton rips one. That was blocked and stopped. Good scoring chance for Chris Gratton.
Yeah, Gratton continues to show a lot of savvy with the puck. He's been very confident with the puck. This one here got away from him a little bit. He wasn't happy. I saw the reaction that he had afterwards. He wasn't very happy with it. Morozov has the puck. He's trying to flip it. And the third man high was Steve Hines as a forward, was able to make the play. He quickly went for a line change right there. So one of the players obviously jumped onto the ice. He had to be quick to get off the ice. James Patrick feeding it over to Gratton. See, Gratton has to go over the sprawling defenseman Hans Janssen. So the goaltender knows that. And Johan Hedberg just stays up on his feet. He didn't overcommit going down, and he took it right in the old breadbasket there, and he made it look like a very easy save.
Gratton with 5 goals in the playoffs came in tied with Chris Drury and Mario Lemieux, the top goal scorer so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's Kasparaitis. Can't connect on his pass, but the Penguins are onside anyway. Centering feed off Hasek's glove, and let it go to Kevin Stevens. Here's Stevens, trying to center, had Morozov all by himself. Jansson's shot is blocked. Andrechuk trying to break, but Hedberg will get there first, and Hedberg is barreled into by Jansson and Andrechuk. And the Moose just lost his helmet as play is stopped.
Hedberg's very good with this puck handling, and he was calm. Fans love the fact that he was knocked and his lid came off. And now we got a little skirmish here on the ice as the fans look on. Primo with Gratton. Primo trying to stir it up, trying to get a reaction from Gratton. Keep the sticks away from that. The referees are going to jump in and call that kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is, Johan Hedberg hesitated with the puck. He thought he was going to play it off the wall, and he paused and hesitated, trying to go up the middle right here. Now he pauses. He's got his head down. He's only hit by his own player. No big deal. The helmet comes off, but see him looking ahead? He's looking ahead to see where the puck is. He's not worried about his helmet being off. Just that slight hesitation, and his own defenseman runs into him. His own defenseman, I'm sure, Janssen was worried about Andrechuk, trying to get him out of the way. And from our Southwest Airlines goal cam, we see Hedberg out of the action, right out of the net, and then the helmet comes loose. Interesting enough, I talked to the Buffalo Sabres before this series began. The Sabres have mentioned the helmet of Johan Hedberg fell off a number of times against the Washington Capitals, and I know they had talked to the NHL and saying what actually is the rule. Unless you obviously knock it off on purpose, then they're not going to make a call in a situation like that. But his helmet does come off rather easily, as we saw in that dramatic save in Game 6 against the Washington Capitals. This helmet slides off easy, too. A little too easy for my liking, actually, to be quite honest with you.
How polite is Hedberg? You could actually make out when the official handed him his mask back, he said thank you. Here's Kalinin. The shot, stick saved by Hedberg. Good steal by Audette. Centering feed shot, stopped by Hedberg. Best scoring opportunity of the afternoon by the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, the Sabres are gaining some momentum here. First time in this game they've had some sustained pressure on Johan Hedberg. Lindy Ruff has to be happy about the way it's turning like this anyway. And obviously not much action before that, but Don Laudette with a sneaky little move there on Kasparaitis, playing it out in front to Dougie Gilmour, and Gilmour just takes one swat at it here. The goaltender's going to go post to post, keeps his eye on the puck, post to post. In front of that is Gilmour, and this could easily have snuck in on Johan Hedberg because of how quick it was, and the goaltender, can't react to it. So Gilmour's going in front of the net, and he swats at it, kind of like a half volley in tennis. He just got it on the one bounce, and then good hand-eye coordination by Doug Gilmour trying to get it between his legs.
Gilmour scored 5 points in the 6-game series against Philadelphia. Off that face-off, and the Penguins get to it. Man, that 8-0 win by Buffalo must seem like a long time ago. And Mario Lemieux is down and was out momentarily.
And so is Jay McKee, who hit him.
McKee is still down. McKee looked like he initiated the contact on Lemieux.
Oh, he did.
And the Buffalo defenseman appears to have gotten the worst of it.
Tim Pizzatelli, the athletic trainer for the Buffalo Sabres, on the ice. 2 defensemen of the Buffalo Sabres. Zhitnik down and out, at least in this game. He will not return. Mario looked absolutely shocked Mario knew he was... You know, Mario looked to me like he was looking at J.P. Dumont. Might not have seen Jay McKee on the one side. Watch Dumont's number 17. He comes into the picture. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh. Well, how does... The only thing I can think of is the end of the stick of Mario Lemieux as he protects himself from the hit. Shoulder of Mario. Mario's 6'4". But Jay McKee's 6'3".
There is blood on the ice. As you look at Mario, appears to be okay.
I think it might have been the shoulder of Mario that got him. And see, Jay McKee got up, and now he stays down as they're taking extra caution. Yeah, well, absolutely. Helmet, shoulder, yes, absolutely right. Shoulder, helmet. Helmet came down quick. Mario was stunned. Oh, he's cut under the... Oh, my jumping. Does he have a bunch of nicks there? One at the bridge of the nose. That might have been his helmet coming down and clipping him there. And then certainly the one underneath is the helmet or the shoulder of Mario.
I mentioned it before. This series is picking up absolutely intensity.
Well, as it's picking up, though, the Buffalo Sabres are losing men. And Jay McKee has been really extra assertive and strong on the blue line, boy. Strong on the blue line. Helmet. Oh, you know what? It's the falling down. Yeah, absolutely. When he falls down on the ice right there on the right side, I'm sure he went face first. It was knocked a little la-la there off the head. I mean, you know, Mario Lemieux here is talking to Curtis Brown. Curtis Brown and Verrata, I should say, has gone over there to say something to him. That's a good hit either way. There's nothing wrong with that play and that collision right there. Nothing wrong at all.
You see the player go face down like that. I almost think of Kevin Stevens when he was checked in the playoffs.
Yeah. That was in '93, I believe, after the Penguins had won their second straight Stanley Cup. The next year, they were trying to defend it. Oh, we're going to have a minor penalty here, guys. Mick Magoo has got his arm up. No, just a high stick. Just a high stick with the puck. Face-off will be in the neutral zone as Mario looks on. You know, one thing you keep in mind with the back injuries that Mario has sustained with a hit like that, when he went down, he was very slow because your neck gets shifted or your back gets jilted just a little bit, but he did get up and obviously he's not bothered by it, at least at this moment. Might be bothered by it tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
Here's Ference, checked by Dumont immediately, far side, Herdina and Verrata. It's shot in softly into the Pittsburgh end. Penguins get to it, put it off the boards and out to center. Warner will shoot in. So all sorts of strange defensive combinations now for Buffalo, without two of what will be the best three defensemen on the ice. We'll see if the Penguins can take advantage. Here's Ference. Long shot, easily handled by Hasek.
Yeah, because you're right, because Rhett Warner plays with Jay McKee. He's out there with Colleen, and the youngest defenseman in the NHL playoffs right now.
Centering feed, the quick shot by Dumont. Laukinen got a piece of him, and the shot went wide. It's back to center, and Lemieux was hit again.
That's Verrata. Verrata had a chance to hit him at the blue line a couple of minutes ago and missed him. Verrata make no bones about going through Mario Lemieux at the far side at the hash mark.
Mario looked up, and he took the license plate number that time. Here's Lemieux trying to break in. Here's Mario, lets it go, trying to go far side. It's deflected out of play and into the crowd. 10:18 left here in the second.
Well, one thing that Verrata might have done, woke him up a little bit too, because Mario stayed on the ice. I thought he was going to go for a line change. That was a very, very long shift. Cross ice dump, and the shot block there in front of the net was a good one. And Curtis Brown and Mario got his stick there anyway, long enough to sweep it away. Shortly after that, Verrata came running in there, and he was actually charging pretty hard on Mario. Then Mario came across through the neutral zone, had a pretty good shot going, trying to go low to the stick side, but the puck deflected over the net.
Here's Patrick on it. Here's Patrick will move it nicely to center to Chris Gratton. Here's Shatan. Drop for Gratton, trying to get it back to him. And there's Barnes, centering feed, broken up. And here are the Penguins looking to break. Marty Straka. Here's Straka. Drop pass. Laukinen lets it go. Catches nothing but glass. Battle for it on the far side. Picked up by Straka. Drop pass. Quick shot. Hit the post and in. Red light is on. It'll count.
not enough to keep it out, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh.
One of the few times the blue line of the Sabres really allowed them to cross, gain the zone. Straka had it, dropped it back to Robert Lang. Lang had it right on his forehand. His first shot hit the post. Here's the backhand pass. A screen. First shot hit the post. Second, the rebound hit his backside, and then clearly was across the goal line, and the referee was in good position. This is a good hard wrist shot by Robert Lang, and all Dominik Hasek could do is lean back. He never saw this first one. It came through traffic. He was leaning to his left. It beat him on the right, and then the puck goes in, crossing the goal line to the far side. An unfortunate break for Hasek. A good one there for Robert Lang, because how often you see the puck hit the post and go to the side? This one hits him right in the back and goes in the net.
Here's Kalina looking to move it ahead. 9:40 left here in period number 2. Kasparaitis moves it ahead. And Morozov will shoot it in. Hasek out of the net to play it away from Primo. Warner on it, far side. Stevens rubs him out with a big hit. And we get a whistle and a penalty coming up. And it looks like a charge will be the call as Kalina now gets his stick up with Primo, or Stevens rather. We'll sort out the penalties when we come back. We'll step out. Mario Lemieux, the reaction from the bench after the goal by Robert Lang.
Hey, Prima Car! Get off the ice! More like Prima Donna Car! Hey, does anybody know the Russian word for loser? It's Prima Car!
Ladies and gentlemen, visiting from Western Russia, the parents of right winger Alex Primakov.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by May 24th.
You are now free to move about the country.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Jerry there?
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? So what's going on?
You don't want to know.
Now get up to $2,000 cash allowance or low APR financing on Dodge Ram.
You might have saw Mario Lemieux heading to the dressing room. He's just fine, back on the ice.
Yeah, and here's the penalty on Stevens. It was the referee in the neutral zone that made the call. Stevens left his feet. They called it a charge on Rhett Warner. And like I said before, now this is a prime opportunity, obviously, for Buffalo's power play to get things going. But that's the defenseman that Pittsburgh's going to want to hit. You're going to have to take away their main guys on the blue line with the injuries they have.
Sabres centering feed, never made it through. And there's Lemieux. Gilmore knocks it down at the point. Buffalo set up pretty well here. Here's Gilmore now. Now things settle back for Barnes. Gilmore. They'll go across his pass just off the mark for Patrick. We'll shoot it in deeper. Kasparaitis took his man down, and that allowed him to clear the puck.
You know, it all starts with that pass. Kasparaitis not happy that he cleared it over there like that, but it all starts with the pass by Doug Gilmore, and he pushed it just beyond James Patrick, just enough for Mario to get over in that direction. So I often talk about the fact Dougie doesn't have much of a curve on his stick. I think in this particular situation might have hindered him. He was trying to go into the forehand, first to the corner, that's set play. Now move it back. They're trying to spread out the box a little bit. The penalty-killing unit of the Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's way off the mark, and Mario's able to get in there, and then Mario gets some help from Kasparaitis as well, and Kasparaitis fires it over the bench, so face-off to the left of Hedberg in Pittsburgh's zone.
Primo will take the draw for Pittsburgh with the face-off to the left of Johan Hedberg. Really, for the most part, has not been tested. Buffalo's fired just 7 shots at him, and we're past the midway point of this game.
Yeah, team defense has been rock solid for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And a lack of finishing touch by the Buffalo Sabres.
Good draw by Barnes. He got some good help from Audette. And here's Gilmore now for Audette. The Sabres look to set it up on the power play. We've yet to have a power play goal in the series. The two teams 0 for 16 to this point. Long shot through traffic. Missed the mark and wide. Woolley is in to keep it in deeper. Barnes for Verrata. Down deep for Barnes. And here's Audette. With some time and space. Went off the stick of Bergevin. Hedberg able to hang on. And there's a pile-up in front of the goaltender. Let's go ice level to Joe Micheletti.
Steve, Mario Lemieux left the ice shortly after that goal was scored, as you pointed out. And he just went into the locker room really to get his left skate repaired by Steve Lattin, the equipment manager. So he's back out there now. As you can see, the skate looks to be fine, and Mario Lemieux looks to be fine. Steve?
All right, Joe, thank you for the update. Should tell you the goal, Robert Lang, his second of the playoffs from Straka and Kovalev. As you look at Lang, not a surprise he would score the goal. He had more goals, 4 of them, more points, 8 of them, against Buffalo than any other NHL player this season. And he dents the twine there, and when Pittsburgh scores first, well, they're perfect so far in the postseason.
They are. And their team defense has been extraordinary on the road. Giving up 1 goal or fewer in 8 of their last 10 playoff road games. And they're continuing that in this hockey game.
55 seconds left in this power play. Andrechuk could not handle it. Goes far side. Shatan comes over. He'll backhand it in deeper. Here's Gratton on it now. Gratton for Shatan. Only Pierre Turgeon has more points in the playoffs than Shatan. And it couldn't be handled at center. That's got to be a terrible feeling. Mario Lemieux bearing down on you with no one behind you. But Woolley handled it and finds Shatan. And now it's bounced right back out of the zone. And Hasek will have to play it.
Another play at the blue line in the offensive zone then that results in a change of possession.
Back to the point. But Straka's there to pick it off. Wonder if Hedberg's starting to get in the minds of the Sabres. They played a game and a half, and they haven't beaten them once.
No, they haven't. They sure tested him a heck of a lot better in the last one than they have been in this game here. They're skill players. They're guys that have puck sense. They've got to find ways to get in front of the net to get quality chances on this 27-year-old Swedish goaltender.
Stevens is out of the box, so they're able to kill it off. You know, you hear goaltender intimidation a lot, but usually it pertains to Dominic Hasek getting in the heads of opposing shooters.
And Dominic has played real well so far. Both games played real well. Forget game 1 was 1-0 with 5 minutes left. Now it's another 1-0 game, but they're on the back side of it.
Penguins will get to it. Now at center, he is Kalinin. Ottawa on for a rare shift for Pittsburgh. Got a stick up on Dumont. And here's Verrata. Quick shift and a save by Hedberg. Here's Brown. Couldn't get to it. Verrata there. On with Dumont, and we get a whistle. And let's see the reason for that whistle. Looks like Moran is going to go. A penalty for roughing.
That is exactly the call. It came at the blue line. Mick Magoo made the call. Moran is going towards the bench. It's called on Oliva, or at least Oliva's in the penalty box. And I was watching the referee, and I was looking at the rush there by Ian Moran. I thought that's where he was pointing, but I guess it was not. And he comes up with an elbow on J.P. Dumont and gets him flush in the face. So it was called. Mick Magoo, stop it here, guys. Mick Magoo was actually in the neutral zone. I didn't see the arm up at that point. I saw the arm up afterwards, but Ian Moran had come in. Maybe it was just a delay with his reaction. So Moran went off, and the Buffalo Sabres will have a power play. Oliva, rare shift in the hockey game. Stop. Here's the hit. There's the referee right there. And there was still nothing going on just yet. Nothing going on. No call yet. And then this is the call that I saw right here. And the arm went up in the far side of your screen. So
whenever the helmet moves, that's almost like a red flag. You see the helmet bounce back a little bit, and maybe that's what caught the attention of the referee, who is far away.
Well, on the Oliva one, definitely Oliva got his elbow. Definitely got his elbow up there on J.P. Dumont.
Here's Woolley, who just stumbled down, lost his edge. Sabres very fortunate. They're able to keep the puck in. Woolley will get another chance. They'll go across, and they try to center near side. Audette on it, top of the circle. Down low. Back to Audette. Audette thinking about it. fires it, and the shot is blocked. Blocked by Bob Bugner. Kept in by Willie. They shoot back behind the net. Lauken nearly misplayed it. Paul! Shatan had his stick lifted at the last second. Hedberg was down and out, and Shatan had the chance, had the stick lifted.
I think that was Mario. Lifted the stick at the last second. What a smart play.
Kalinin can't make the move. Terrific play by Laukinen. Here's Kovalev shorthanded. Stuffed by Hasek. Great action. The Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC as we go coast to coast. Here's Barnes trying to force the issue. Kalinin is in deep now. Again, the Sabres without two of their best defensemen. The Penguins without Jaromir Jagr. Somewhat even when you look at it that way. Stu Barnes has tied it at 1 for the Buffalo Sabres.
What a shot this is by Stu Barnes. And is he glad this one goes in? He has struggled so mightily with the puck in terms of scoring. And there's a screen. So I'm sure his first reaction, oh, there it is. The right hand goes up. Barnes goes around the defenseman, has to bring it to the right side to change the angle. Hans Johnson screening the goaltender. This is perfect. What a great shot by Barnes. Off the far post and up. An easy little wrist or two, a little heel-to-toe wrist shot through traffic, and it's a perfect one. You know, in Game 1, they went low a lot on Johan Hedberg, and maybe it was a feeling-out process on Johan. That one there, though, I don't care what goalie you've got in the net. That was a perfect shot by Stu Barnes.
Barnes had been in a miserable goal-scoring slump. No goals in his last 15. The final 8 regular season games and the first 7 playoff games, and here he has energized this crowd here in Buffalo. And finally, one of the Sabres has beaten Johan Hedberg.
And when you struggle like that, that's what I mean. Like, you don't know when it goes off your stick. You're fighting with it. Your hands are a little bit tight.
And you'll take a bad goal or a garbage goal, but that's a great goal by Barnes for the Sabres as Hedberg will cover up. And this game all of a sudden has taken on a different complexion with 4:52 left in the second period. They're not booing. They're saying Stu. Barnes is on the board, tying it for Buffalo.
Commissioner speaking. Wayne, Phil Esposito calling.
Hello, baby.
As you know, I represent the Bubble Boys, and, well, it looks like they're going to walk unless the league makes some very serious concessions.
You tell him, Phil.
The boys can easily be replaced. Hey, listen, you want to golf tomorrow?
Fine, but I'm not settling for anything less than 36. Take no prisoners.
Should I get a cart?
Either that or we walk. Gotta meet none of our hands, boys. Oh, we're going to be rich. We're going to be rich.
Remember the days when we'd squash each other like bugs?
Yeah. Remember when you'd steal our sales guys?
And you'd borrow our patents. Now, my website links to your site.
We're e-commerce partners.
At Ernst & Young, our objective financial advice can help with any new relationship so you can move ahead with confidence.
So, you want to merge?
Sure. You'll love working for me.
Ernst & Young. From thought to finish.
It takes a lot to keep our aircraft flying. Nearly 750,000 remarkable individuals. Our people are the fuel we run on. Join us. America's Air Force. No one comes close.
Yesterday, Stu Barnes was one of the last Sabres to leave the ice after practice. That exact spot from where he just scored, that's where he was yesterday in practice, taking pass after pass after pass from assistant coach Brian McCutcheon. It obviously paid off. Steve?
Joe, the Penguins are very familiar with Stu Barnes. He played 3 seasons in Pittsburgh. James Patrick, the shot, it was blocked. Barnes acquired March of '99 for another very popular Buffalo player. That was the Matthew Barnaby deal. Back to the point. Shot rolls in on Hedberg, and he'll hang on. The goal is Barnes with just 1 assist given to Miroslav Shatan at 14:44 of the second.
Yeah, Shatan had made the pass, but Barnes here with his head up all the way. The puck rolls. He's got a little heel curve a little bit. He just got good wood on this one, basically. And kids out there, you don't need a big wind-up to make the play. As we go right here, guys, let's just stop it here for a second, because basically he's going to try to get the Pittsburgh Penguins going that way. And then he's going to drop it back the opposite direction. So he gets Kovalev going in the opposite direction, opens up a lane. Oh, did you hear that? Wow. That was the clunk. Good audio, fellas. That was the clunk of the puck hitting the far post over the shoulder of Johan Hedberg.
And it also should be pointed out that it is a power play goal. That's the first power play goal in the series so far by either team. Wrapped around the boards, so they make the Penguins pay for the Oliwa penalty. Oliwa is the forward inserted due to the absence of Jaromir Jagr. Strange carom off the boards, and Hedberg had to smother that. Our Bud Light Stanley Cup summary for you from Buffalo. How about the first round? 16 overtime games, a record percentage in terms of one-goal games. Yaroslav Maudry, the 6th player to score his first playoff goal in overtime this postseason. And the road team won all 4 games, the first game of the second round. Ice level at Joe Micheletti.
Steve, they're still evaluating Jane McKee. He took that tremendous hit. They were concerned about him coming off the ice. He did walk to the locker room on his own power, but they're not going to release anything until the 3rd period.
Okay. All right, Joe, thank you. Kalinin, by the way, they just had an assist on the Barnes goal, so it should read Barnes from Chatan and Kalinin. Of all the players in the Stanley Cup playoffs still alive among the 8 teams, Kalinin is the youngest. He's 20 years old, and he's got himself an assist here in the game. Here's Bergevin coming over for Pittsburgh now. Near side for Ferris, speaking of youngsters. And it's back for Kalinin at center. He'll drop it deep in his own end. Under 4 to go here in the second. We're locked up in a 1-1 hockey game. Dumont is checked by Ferris. Up the near side, no one home for Buffalo. That allows the Penguins to come out easily. And here's Mario Lemieux. Lemieux trying to work the magic. Lemieux hit up high, and still was able to get the pass across to Bergevin. Here's Mario all by himself along the boards, but he couldn't settle the puck down. At center, Barada finds Dumont. He's in centering feed towards the front of the net. And Barada throws his arms up in the air as if to say, where's the penalty call?
You don't want to show up the referee like that, though, in open ice. And Barada, oh, what a hit!
Barada for Ferris. The big hit, and now a penalty coming up, and you had the sense something had to be settled down, as hooking will be the call.
Well, I thought it was going to be on Mark Bergevin, the veteran defenseman of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
25 White, a minor penalty, hooking.
Barada clearly frustrated by not getting the penalty call, went out of his way, and now he'll sit in the box.
Yeah, excuse me, what I was thinking about with Mark. See, Mark Bergevin was on the far side, and he looked like he grabbed on to Stu Barnes. Barada went in for the hit right there, and it was the hook right here. There's his hook right there on Mark Bergevin. Excuse me, that was some good tenacious forechecking, though, by the Buffalo Sabres. And I think... I tell you what, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins are fortunate that that's a call against them, and it's one that Lindy Rupp certainly isn't going to like.
Panger, I thought you hit it. Maybe Barada showed off the officials, and he comes anywhere close to committing a penalty, and Barada will sit it out in the box. Hooking at 16:52.
Well, it's a shame because they had tenacity, and Barada's been good. He's hit Mario a couple of times. That's what Lindy Rupp was looking for. Tenacity from the big hitters. Finish your check, especially the very first forechecker. Don't just go in there, wave your stick, eliminate the man. Doesn't matter who it is.
Barada and McKee were 2 players Rupp mentioned by name in terms of not getting enough hits in game number 1, and they've been 2 of the bigger hitters this afternoon for Buffalo.
Darn right they have been. They've been effective players for the Sabres.
The Penguins go to the power play, their 4th of the afternoon. And it starts by being offside at the Buffalo blue line. Buffalo able to score on their power play, and the Penguins will look to do the same. With 2:53 left here in the second.
Ivan Hlinka, as this series started, winning the first one 3-0, and then having this one 1-1 with 2:53 left here in the second period. And J.P. Dumont made the pass to Barada, and Barada was diving for that empty one, and there's the look that you were talking about, Steve, and having his arms up, and the thing about it was there was nobody there, and he jumps up in the air. Ferris's stick is in the midsection. Really, what the referee sees there is probably an embellishment to say, that's no call. You say, well, keep your feet on the ground and dive for the puck, and I mean, an exaggerated move. And But the shutout streak, looking at Ivan Halinka and the team defense and where they are right now, I mean, they have shutout streak of Johan Hedberg in the series of 94 minutes and 44 seconds. They've got to be absolutely thrilled with their defensive positioning so far in the series.
90 seconds left in the power play, and how about that? The mighty Penguins power play, 2 times offside in the first 30 seconds with the man advantage. Coming up on the Dodge Different Intermission Report, John Saunders, John Davidson. They'll have highlights of the Kings and the Avs, and JD is joined by Sabres defenseman Jay McKee as they talk about shot blocking. It's all coming up on the Dodge Different Intermission Report.
Very important penalty kill for the home team Buffalo Sabres. Extremely important to maintain momentum. Stu Barnes has got the game-tying goal, and now he's in a penalty killing situation with Miroslav Shatan. And certainly the key here, as the player in the penalty box, Verada, needed a change of sticks, so they did so. That's why there was a slight delay here. But you can gain so much momentum in your home building with a huge penalty kill, whether it be a big hit or a good defensive play or a great save by your goaltender, and you can carry that momentum into the third period.
Kalinin getting a ton of ice time. He's out there to try to help to kill it off, but again, with McKee and Zhitnik out right now, Zhitnik definitely out for the game. We're waiting on a word on McKee. A lot of other people have to pick up some minutes. The puck is cleared out of play, and the face-off will be back in the Buffalo end with 1:09 left on the power play.
Well, you mentioned that. I mean, when you talk about Dmitry Kalinin, only 20 years of age, it's a -1 in game 1. He was solid against the Flyers, so +2 in that series. He's a good puck-handling defenseman, good laterally. Obviously, with McKee and Zhitnik out, it puts a lot of pressure on veteran Rhett Warner, one of the real gritty leaders on this hot club, one of the real underrated guys. 21 hits on the blue line for the Buffalo Sabres. The key now, though, with all the ice time he's going to have, is you can't go out of your way to make a hit, though. I mean, he's a physical guy, but you have to make sure that you stay inside the lines, because the minute you run or try to make a hit and be extra physical, that's the time where Mario Lemieux or a guy like Kovalev can really burn you. So you've got to be a little bit more conservative in your decisions now.
Face off to the left of Hasek, won by the Sabres. Kalinin gets a nice pick and rolls off it. The pick from Warner, it's cleared down the ice.
That's a smart move by Warner right there.
Hedberg trying to play it away from Brown. Gilmore will jump on it, far side. Actually, Gilmore jumps back in a defensive posture to allow Warner to go forward. Kalinin trying to pinch a bit there on the penalty kill. Again, good play by Warner. Don't be fooled by the fact Warner doesn't have an A on his sweater. He might be the next Sabre to have a C on his sweater. It's thought that he'd be the next captain of the Buffalo Sabres, who are captain lists officially right now. And that would have been, was clearly offside at the Buffalo blue line.
I'm sure this frustrates Ivan Halinka a little bit.
3 times.
Player, exactly, and there's a number of things. One of it can be a lack of discipline on your part, lack of sharpness, lack of execution. It looks like Ivan Halinka is looking towards the referee, maybe to get his eye on the clock. He was pointing upstairs. No, he's got Kovalev off the ice, trying to get a line change there, and Stevens and Mario Lemieux with Morozov on the ice.
With 3 times in 90 seconds on the power play, they're offside.
Ooh. It's not acceptable.
Not acceptable that Pittsburgh can put out there.
As I talk about the momentum that Buffalo can gain, that's the momentum that the visiting team wants to take away from them.
Here's Ference now, who might have been the best defenseman for Pittsburgh in their first-round 6-game series win over Washington. Lemieux tried to softly put it in front, picked off nicely, but knocked down by Ference. Here's Morozov. Can't get the pass back to the point, and the Sabres able to clear. Face for the puck. Shatan gets there and tried to make the move around Laukkonen, could not. Good play by Laukkonen. Long shot, stick save Hedberg. Stevens was involved with Kalinin, a collision and a penalty coming up.
And another defenseman of the Buffalo Sabres getting hit, and hit hard. And Kalinin, well, he's up, and that's the good news for the Buffalo Sabres.
2 minutes elbow.
And so the power play did not work all that well. We'll check on the Pittsburgh penalty killing as we bring you Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Semifinal Series. The Penguins, a 3-0 winner in Game 1 here in Buffalo a couple of nights ago. And we're in a 1-1 game right now with the Sabres headed to the power play.
Kevin Stevens going up. Buffalo will have their 6th power play. And he got his hands up real high there. Real high. And that's the call there. He was frustrated with the call. He gives him an extra shove. Well, me, Kevin Stevens, a big bull, but the fact of the matter is he came up with those hands, his forearms, right up over the shoulders of Kalinin. Now, didn't help Kalinin much. He was bending down a little bit there, and that might have caught Stevens guessing a little bit as to what the call was. But Buffalo will have a key power play themselves after a good penalty kill.
Sabres had just 5 power plays in the first game. This is already their 6th this afternoon, and we still have a whole other period to play as the puck is fired into the bench area, and they'll do it again inside the Pittsburgh end. 59 seconds left in the period.
Boy, face-offs are such a key. Oh, boy. Stop this here, guys. Basically what happened is this player is supposed to be like this, and this player is supposed to be like that and being square. The linesman's trying to tell him to move over. He's not moving. He's cheating. Look at that left leg. I mean, cheating position. He still gets beat by Primo. Good face-off win by Primo. Both guys winning the face-off on their weak side.
You think a little cheating. That wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't.
That was blatant, Penger.
No, it isn't. Yeah, you're right about
Call the cops.
Yeah, well, both guys did the same thing. Maybe the line said, you know what, you're both doing the same thing, so I'm going to drop the puck anyway.
Face off to the left of Hedberg.
Look at the difference how square Barnes is and how square Primo is.
Barnes wins it. Good second effort to poke it back to the point. And the Sabres will look to get it going on the power play here. Their only goal of the game, only goal of the series did come on the power play. Here's Woolley. Go across. Backdoor shot. Shank. Audette for Woolley. Long shot blocked. Chatan trying to knock it back to the point. Patrick is hit down on the ice. Primo checks his man, and that allows the Penguins to come away with Kasperitis.
Primo has been good. That's just one of those little plays, but he made sure he took his man, eliminated him, and then got some help from Kasperitis to clear the zone. Miro Chatan's going to want that back. Perfect pass by Jason Woolley on the initial play.
Here's Audette, checked by Ference. Ference doing a good job penalty killing in on the power play. And here's Bergevin, all sorts of time. The veteran shoots it down as the horn sounds, ending period number 2. Scoreless after 1. We're 1-1 after 2. Dominik Hasek trying to get the Sabres even